twice as efficient as a boy in completing a work. Okay, here they are talking about the earning made by the three people. All right, now to talk about the earning, first we have to understand how the earning will be distributed. Okay, so the first thing you have to understand is the earning will be distributed according to the work done by them in the same ratio as the work done by them. Okay, but then if three people are working for same number of days, if the three people are working for same number of days, in that case okay, the three people are working for the similar number of days, in that case the work done the work done will be directly proportional to the efficiency if they are working for the similar number of days. And we know the earning is directly proportional to the work done. So if they're working for the similar number of day, the earning will be directly proportional to the efficiency also, if they're working for the similar number of days. Okay, and here because they are telling initially they're working for the similar number of days, so we can talk about that. But before that, let's find the ratio of their efficiencies. So the man is 1.5 times as efficient as the women. Okay, so men is to women is 1.5 is to 1, because a man is 1.5 times more, and twice as efficient as a boy. Okay, twice as efficient as a boy. Men and boy, so the women is twice as efficient as the boy, so women is twice as efficient as boy. Okay, so if I combine them together, I'll get men is to women is to boy will be 3 is to 2 is to 1. That's the ratio of their efficiencies, which means if they're working for similar number of day, their earning will be distributed according to the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, but as you can see, the man starts the work and finishes 25% of the work. Okay, let's start from here. Total was 600 rupees, the total earning, but 25% work is already done by the man. 25% work is already done by man, right? So that means 25% of money earning also will be taken by him, which means 150 is already taken by the man, rupees 150. Remaining money is how much? Now remaining money is remaining money remaining earning is 450 rupees. Out of 600, 150 is gone, remaining is 450. That money have to be divided among the three people in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. Now whose share they're asking? They're asking the share of boy, right? So how much boy will get? The boy share is equal to, boy is 1, right? 1 unit in the ratio. So 450 into 1 divided by, total is 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is 6. And 450 by 6 is going to be 75. So answer is 75 rupees. The boy will get 75 rupees. Okay. If you're not understanding, go back to the video once again, watch it from the starting and you'll understand it. Let's move on to the next one. 4 men and 6 women can complete a work in 8 days. And means they're working together. While 3 men and 7 women can complete it in 10 days. Again, they're working together. So I can start from this. The efficiency of 1 man, I can take this as M, and efficiency of 1 woman, I can take this as W. Okay. Now, 4 men, the efficiency is 4M, and 6 women, the efficiency is 6W. And the total efficiency, now here first I need the total work, 8 and 10 days. So total work is going to be, let me write that first. I was supposed to write that first. Total work is going to be LCM of 8 comma 10, which is 40 units. Okay, so here the efficiency will be, because the 4 men and 6 women are taking 8 days, so 40 by 8, this is 5, equation 1. Again, 3 men and 7 women, 3 men and 7 women, they complete the work in 10 days. So their efficiency are going to be 40 by 10, that is 4. Equation 2. Now I need to find the efficiency of 10 women, right? So I have to cancel the men. So what I will do, equation 1 into 3 minus 2 into 4. Let's do that. 12m plus 18w is equal to 15, and second time 12m plus 28w is equal to 16. So here we get minus minus minus, we get minus 10w is equal to minus 1. So 10w is equal to 1, which means the efficiency of 10 women are 1 unit. And they're talking about 10 women only, right? Efficiency is 1 unit per day. So how many days the women will take? 10 women will take. The days taken by 10 women will be total work, which is 40, divided by efficiency of 10 women. So it is going to be 40 days. Okay, let's move on. 4 power 85 plus 2 power 3383 plus 4 power n. What is the value of n to make it a perfect square? Now, how can I make an algebraic equation into a perfect square? Obviously, I have to use some algebraic equation only. So what I can see here is there are two squares, and in between I can take this as 2ab. So I can take this as a square, this one as b square, and this one as 2ab. I'm seeing that equation here. And if I can write it, I write this in the form of a square plus 2ab plus b square, then I can convert this into a plus b whole square. Okay, and then I know a plus b whole square is definitely a perfect square. So first I need to convert this into a square plus 2ab plus b square. Let's do that. 4 power 85, I can take this as 2 square whole power 85. Let this be there right now, don't touch it right now. And here I can take this as 2 square whole power n. Okay, again I can just exchange the powers and it will become 2 power 85 whole square. It does not make any difference because anyway it is 2 into 85. Here also it is power is 2 into 85, same thing. So here also 2 power n whole square. So a square is 2 power, a is 2 power 85 and b is 2 power n. Okay, which means here it has to be 2 into a into b. It has to be 2a b. Okay, and this one you are finding 2 power 1 plus 85 plus n. So we are getting 2 power 86 plus n is equal to 2 power 3383, which means 86 plus n is going to be 3383. So from that you will get n is equal to, this is going to be 3297. So answer, this has to be 3297. N has to be 3297. All right, let's move on. Find the remainder when this is actually 2 power 29 power 31 power 109 divided by 9. The question is like this. Now normally you might think this is 31 into 109. It's not like that. It's actually uh, power 31 is written 109 times into 31 into 31, it is 109 times. So that power itself we can't calculate. How can we calculate this number? So you have to use something else. There's one formula. There's one formula which is called Euler's formula. Sorry, this is called, and what is it? It says x power phi n, when divided by n, the remainder is going to be n. Okay, and what is phi n? Phi n is the function of n, which is actually the number of coprimes coprimes less than n. This is what the rule says. Okay, so x can be anything, it does not matter. Okay, so here also I can say 29 power, if you find how many coprimes are there for 9 which is less than 9, there will be 6. Okay, for 9 there are 6 coprimes which is less than 9, so it will be 29 power 6 divided by 9, the remainder will be 1. By using Euler's formula you'll get 29 power 6 divided by 9, the remainder will be 1. So you have to utilize that only here to get the answer. Now this question was power 31 power 109 divided by 9. But what we have got is 29 power 6 divide by 9. For that we have got the answer. So which means the remaining power, this one, I have to write it in the form of 6 only. So that for 6 we know the answer remainder is 1, right? So you have to utilize that. So that's why I want to write this power 31 whole power 109 in the form of 6k plus r, where what is r? R is power 31 power 109 when divided by 6, whatever the remainder is, that remainder is r. So let's find this out. 31 divided by 6, the remainder is 1. So 1 power 109, the remainder is 1 only. We got this remainder is 1. So here we can write 29 power 6k plus 1 divided by 9, which means now we can write this whole thing in the form of 29 power 6 whole power k plus 29 power 1 divided by 9. Okay, for this one we have the remainder is 1, and for this one it is 2. So answer is going to be this remainder is anyway 1 only. All right, sorry, this one was supposed to be multiplication, my mistake. It was supposed to be multiplication. So for this one the remainder is 1, and for this one the remainder is 2. So overall remainder became 2 only. The answer is 2. All right, let's move on. A number when divided by 50 leaves a remainder 43. All right. The same number when divided by 320 leaves a remainder n. Okay. Now here 50 is smaller than 320. If it was bigger, question was very, very easy. But a 50 is smaller than 320. That's a trouble. Okay. They're telling when a number is divided by 50, the remainder is 43. That's what they're telling. Okay, which means can we write in the form of number is equal to quotient into divisor plus remainder? We used to write this in childhood, right? The number is equal to quotient into divisor plus remainder. Let's use that here. So we can write this as 50k plus 43. The number will be 50k plus 43 because when it is divided by 50, the remainder is 43. So now we have the remainder. The number is 50k plus 43. When this number is divided by 320, what's the remainder we have to find? So when I take k equal to 1, in that case, the number is 50 into 1 plus 43. The number is 93. And when 93 is divided by 320, the remainder is 93 only. That is case 1. Let's take k equal to 2. When we take k equal to 2, number is 50 into 2 plus 43, which means number becomes 143. And when 143 is divided by 320, remainder is 143. This way, every time you keep changing k equal to 1, k equal to 2, k equal to 3, we'll keep getting different numbers and we'll keep getting different remainders. And this will go on up to k equal to 32. Because when you take k equal to 32, the remainder becomes, the number becomes 1643, And when 1643 is divided by 320, the remainder is 43, 43 only. But after this, if you take k equal to 33, the next one, if you take k equal to 33 and then you take the number, then you find the number, this will become, the number will become 1693, and 1693 when divided by 320, the remainder will be once again 93. So which you can see now, the remainder is repeating now. So from now on, the same remainder will keep on repeating, 93, 143, and so on up to 43. So these many remainders will be repeating itself. So how many remainders? We are getting different remainders for k equal to 1 to k equal to 32. So we will get total 32 different remainders. So answer is option D, 32. Now we have written all this to make you understand, but if I had to get the answer, the shortcut is only this much. How many remainders I'll get? First find the LCM of 50 and 320. 50 and 320. The LCM is 1600. And then just divide 1600 by 50. That itself will be the number of different remainders. That's a shortcut you can apply. That will be the answer. That's all. Let's move on. The mark price of a coat was 40% less than the suggested retail price. Isha purchased the coat for half the mark price at her 50th anniversary sale. All right. What percent less than suggested retail price did Isha pay? All right, let's see. The mark price of a coat was 40% less. Okay, let's say the suggested retail price, we can take this as any value, but I'm taking this as 100 just to understand easily. Okay, suggested retail price is equal to 100, which means the mark price was 40% less. So the mark price is going to be the 40% of this, which is 40. Okay, 40% less, which is going to be 60. The mark price is going to be 60. Next, Isha purchased the coat for half the mark price. So Isha purchased, okay, purchased at what price? Let me see. Purchased at half the mark price, so 60 by 2. Isha purchased this in 30 rupees. So now they're asking what percent less than the suggested retail price did Isha pay? Isha has paid 30 and suggested price was 100. So Isha has paid 70 rupees less, which means 70% less. That's it. Because the initial value itself was 100. So whatever less it is from that, that itself is the percentage. So answer is 70% less. Let's move on. Suresh sells two articles at the same price. So selling price is equal here. SP of two articles, SP1 is equal to SP2. Two articles, the selling price is equal. By selling one, he gains a profit of 40%. By selling another one, he incurs a loss of 30%. Now, this is trouble. The values are different because I know you're used to it. You're used to similar values. If they are giving 40% profit and 40% loss, there's a shortcut. You can easily calculate by using P1, P2 by 100 minus 16% loss. Minus 16 means 16% loss. You're used to that. But here they are using different values. Now that's the trouble. Okay. So let's start with the normal calculation then. Selling price for two articles. Article 1, I will take the selling price to be an LCM of 1.40 and 0.70. So I'll take the selling price to be 98 and 98. For two articles, the selling price is 98, 98. For both of them, it is 98. All right. Now, for first article, it was cost price. For first article, it was a profit of 40%. So the cost price will be 98 divided by 1.40. I'm using the shortcut, all right, the decimal shortcut. So 98 by 1.40 for 40% profit. It is going to be 70 rupees. And for second article, the cost price will be, because there is a loss of 30%, so 98 divided by 0.70. This is going to be 140 rupees. So total cost Total cost is 70 plus 140 for two articles, 210 rupees, and total selling price is 98 plus 98, that is 196. So loss is equal to uh, 14 rupees, and percentage loss will be 14 divided by cost price into 100. If you calculate, you'll get this to be 6.6%. Option C, that's the right answer. So when the percentage profit and percentage loss was equal, it was very easy question. You could have used the shortcut P1 P2 by 100. But whenever it is different, in that case, it becomes slightly challenging now. Now we have to apply this stuff, manual calculation to get the answer. And the answer is 6.7%. Let's move on. There are 16 teams divided in 4 groups. All right. Every team from each group will play with each other, divided in 4 groups. So in group A, 4 teams, group B, 4 teams, group C, 4 teams, and group D, 4 teams, 4 groups. So when each one of them are playing with each other, the number of matches will be 4C2, which is 6. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, total 24 matches. That is round 1. Okay. Now two teams from each one of the group are coming out. Total became 2 4 ja 8, 8 teams. So now there will be 2 groups. Group A, Group B. Group A 4 teams, and Group B 4 teams. Again 4C2, because each one of them are playing with each other. So 4C2. Total 6 match, 6 match. Again 12 matches. So now 2 plus 2, 4 teams are coming out. 4 teams. That is just one team, one group. So again here 4C2, 6 matches. So 24 plus 12 plus 6. All right. Total is now 42 matches. Okay. Now out of these 4 teams, 2 teams are coming out. Two topper and the second topper are coming out. Those two play with each other one final match. One final match. So total 42 plus 1, 43 matches will be there. This is the total number of matches. Let's move on. A beaker contains 180 liters of alcohol. On the first day, 60 liters of alcohol is taken out and replaced by water. On the second day, 6 liters of mixture is taken out and replaced by water, and process continues day after day. All right. For the replacement case, we can use this formula. The final value of alcohol, the final amount of alcohol is equal to alcohol initial into 1 minus the fraction of mixture taken out, and n, power n, where n is the number of repetitions. N is the number of repetitions. This is the formula. Let's use it. Initially, there are 180 liters of alcohol. Now, what fraction is taken out? 60 liter is taken out of 180. So 1/3 is taken out. So fraction is 1 by 3. Fraction is 1 by 3. 63 is a 180. So fraction is 1 by 3. And this is happening day after day after the third day. So 3 times it is happening. 3 times. So 180 into. Now this is 60 by 80 is 1 by 3. So 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3. So this is happening 3 times. So we get 180 into 8 by 27. This will be 53.33 liters. That's the answer. Let's move on. An old man and a young man are working together in an office and staying together in a nearby apartment. The old man takes 30 minutes and the young man 20 minutes to walk from apartment to office. Okay. So the time taken by old man and the young man is in the ratio of 30 is to 20. Okay. And we know the time and speed are inversely proportional to each other, which means speed of old man and speed of young man will be in the ratio of 2 is to 3, because the time was in the ratio of 3 is to 2. So speed will be in the ratio of 2 is to 3. I can take this as 2k and 3k. All right, let's start. The old man takes the old man takes 30 minutes and the young man 20 minutes. All right, let it be there. To office. If one day the old man started at 10 a.m. and the young man started at 10:05. So by the time, by the time the young started, young man started, the the old man already covered, the distance covered by the old man is already, the speed of old man is 2k, right? So 2k into 5. They have already covered 10k distance. All right, 10k distance. Now the the relative speed, the distance between them is 10k. Now at 10:05 the young man also started. So how much time it will take to catch the old man? The time taken by young man will be the distance between them divided by their relative speed. Okay, so 10k divided by k, it will take 10 minutes to catch. So starting from 10:05, if I add 10 minutes in that, they will catch each other, they will meet at 10:15. So answer is option A. At 10:15 the young man will catch the old man. Let's move on. At 12 hours, Jake started to walk from his house at 6 kilometers an hour. Okay, so Jake's speed is 6 kilometers an hour. At 13:30 hours, Paul follows him from Jack's house. All right. Let's start from here. Jack started from his house at 12. Okay, and by the time the Paul starts at 13:30, which means 1.5 hour. So by 13:30, at 13:30, Jack has already covered 6 into 1.5, which means 9 kilometers. 1.5 hour, right? So 9 kilometers is already covered by Jack. So the distance between them is 9 kilometers. Now the Paul has to catch him, and there it's not just the catching. Okay, look at this. When will the Jack will be 3 kilometers behind? Which means first the Paul will catch him and then he has to get ahead. First, the Paul has to cover this 9 kilometer to catch him, and again he has to cover 3 more kilometers to get ahead of Jack. 3 kilometers ahead. Okay, so with respect to Jack, Paul has to cover 9 plus 3, 12 kilometers. So how much time the Paul will take? To cover 12 kilometers, Paul will take, the relative speed of these two people are 6 minus 3. That is 12 by 3, 4 hours, starting from 13:30. So starting from 13:30, if I add 4 hours in this, we get 17:30. Sorry. Sorry, my mistake. The relative speed was 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6, which is 2. So this will be 6 hours. All right. So when we add 6 hours in this, we get 19:30 as the answer. My mistake. I'll just write the whole thing once again. All right. So the time taken by Jake will be 12 kilometer already, which is written. So 12 kilometer, and then divide by the relative speed is 8 minus 6, which is 2. So 6 hours required. So when you add this 6 hour in 1330, you get the answer 1930. That's the answer. Option D. Let's move on. For a car, there are 5 tires, including one spare tire. 4 plus 1. Now, this one is very, very interesting. It has been asked many a times, all right? A very interesting question. All tires are equally used. All the 5 tires, not just one. All the 5 tires have to be equally used. The total distance traveled by the car is 40,000 kilometer. The distance traveled by car is 40,000 kilometer. But we don't need to calculate only the distance covered by car. We need to calculate the distance covered by 4 tires, by the tires, by the tires combined, combined. And because 4 tires are there, every time, whenever the car is moving, every time the 4 tires are there, which tire is there, it doesn't matter, but there are 4 tires. So total distance covered by them will be 1,60,000 kilometer, combined distance 1,60,000 kilometer. And because there are 5 tires and all of them are equally used, so each tire, the distance traveled by each tire, each tire is going to be 1,60,000 kilometer divided by 5. That is going to be 32,000 kilometer. Option C. Let's move on. The average marks of 3 students ABC is 48. All right. The average of A, B, C is 48. All right. When another student D joins the group, the new average becomes 47. All right. Now, because when D joins, average decreases by 1. So D must have how much less extra the D has? How much D has less? 48, sorry, 47 minus 48, which is it has 1 less, but there are 4 people. So he has minus 4 less. Okay. So how much D has? D has 48 minus 4. The value D has is 44. The age of D is 44. Okay. If another student E joins who has 3 marks more than D, so that means E has 44 plus 3, 47. Okay. The average of the 4 student becomes 48. All right. So D and E we already have. We have to find B and C, right? So B plus C plus 44 plus 47 divide by 4. The total has to be, the average have to be 48. Okay. Now once again, the average of B, C, 44 and 47 has to be 48, right? So I can consider it like this. Whatever the deficiency is created by C and D, that has to be, that has to be uh, adjusted by B and C. That has to be complemented by B and C, so that there is no deficiency with 48 as compared to 48, and the average is 48. You can calculate like this, but I can take it like the average of B plus C should be, these two people must have how much extra? 44 has 4 less and 47 has 1 less, right? They have 1 less. So these two people must have 5 less. 5 less means, or we can calculate only, that will be better so that we don't get confused. 48 into 4 minus 44 minus 47, that will be B plus C. Okay, B plus C we have. Now what they are telling, how many marks did A get? Now see this, initially the average of ABC was given 48, which means A plus B plus C by 3 is equal to 48. And B plus C we already have it here. So if we put this value here, we'll get the value of A. All right. So when you put it here, you'll get the answer. I'm not going to calculate this. I'm leaving this calculation for you to calculate. You just put b plus c is equal to this much in equation 1, and once you put it, you'll get the answer. If you want me to calculate, let me calculate. All right. So if I put this value here, uh, a plus b plus c is 48 into 3, and then here we have b plus c is 48 into 3, and b plus c is 48 into 4 minus 44 minus 47 is equal to 48 into 3. Okay, so a will be 48 into 3 minus 48 into 4 minus 44 minus 47. When it goes that side, 44 and 47 will become plus. So that's what you have to calculate now. Okay, the answer will be 43. All right. So the answer will be 43. When you calculate this, you'll get the answer 43. Let's move on. Average salary of 17 students is 45,000. All right. Three teachers went out to, and average dropped by 2,500. Okay. So when three students went out and average dropped by 2,500, that means those the one who have went out, they have taken out extra. Okay. So taken out how much extra? Taken out extra how much right now? They have taken out 2,500 into, now because when three people went out, the remaining is 14 people, so this much extra is taken out by them. Okay, and this much is shortage here, that's why the average decreased by 2,500. So in the total there's a shortage of this much now. Okay, all right. So now they're telling what is the sum of the salaries of three teachers. So normally, if I just assume their average is 45,000, so total taken by the three teacher, total of three will be 45,000 into 3. But they have taken this much extra, 2,500 into 14 extra. So this is already 1,35,000. And when you calculate this, this is 25,000 plus 10,000, 35,000. So the total salary of those teachers are going to be 1,70,000. This is the shortcut I have used to calculate. Answer is 1,70,000. All right. Here, now this is very, very interesting. 7 plus 77 plus 777. If you look at this, there is no pattern you will find. There's nothing you can do. But if I take this as x first, if I take this as x first, and then when I multiply this by 9 by 7, when I multiply this by 9 by 7, I'll get 9 plus 99 plus 999, and going on up to 9999 21 times. Let it be there, 9x by 7. Okay, now this one I can take 9 as 10 minus 1, 99 as 100 minus 1, 999 as 1000 minus 1, and so on, going on up to, when 99 is 21 times, this will be 21 zeros, 21 zeros minus 1. Okay, and then 10 plus 100, let's bring the numbers together and negative numbers together, 1000 going on up to 10 power 21, and minus 1 21 times, so minus 21. So this is going to be when you calculate this is geometric progression, and sum of 21 terms in geometric progression is going to be uh, a into rn minus 1 divided by r minus 1. All right, now this is going to be 9999 times 21 times, okay, into 10 divided by 9 minus 21. So when you calculate this, you'll get 1111 21 times, and then finally last few digits will be minus 21. So when you subtract this, normally because now we have to divide this by 9, I'll take total 18 ones together, 18 ones together, and last 3 ones let it be there, okay, because 18 ones will be divisible by 9. So let it be there, and then minus 21. So I can take this as, and when I subtract 1110 minus 21, it will become, this is 18 times and 000 plus, and this is going to be 1110 minus 21. So we'll get 9 here, 8, and then 9, 989. All right, 989. And when this whole thing is divided by, now this is 9x by 7, right? This whole thing is 9x by 7. Let's just copy this. 9x by 7 is equal to, let's just write this once again. 9x by 7 is equal to, it was 1111 18 times, and then 4 zeros, 3 zeros, okay, and then finally we have plus 889, 989, sorry, 989, we had it here. Now when we cross multiply this once again, cross multiply this once again, x is equal to, this is divisible, plus, now this will be 1989 actually, 4 digits we have taken out. So when we divide this by 1989 into 7 by 9, when we multiply this, we will get 1847. It will become 1847. 1847, correct. And that's why the answer is going to be 847. So the answer will be calculated only by this one. This one will not make any difference, because here anyway you'll get 7777, sorry, this will be, sorry, 7 into some number which does not matter, because anyway here it is going to be 000, and the last 4 digits are not decided by this, so this one does not matter, and the last digits will be decided by this one, and the last digits will be 847. Okay, let's move on. On door A, it leads to freedom. On door B, it leads to ghost house. On door B leads to ghost house. The statement written on one of the door is wrong. One of them is wrong. Now, which one is wrong? We have to identify. Okay. First way to identify which one is wrong. Later we'll get the answer. Have a look. Only one of them is wrong, right? One of the door. So I can start with door B first. Let's say B is wrong. If B is wrong, which means B says it leads to ghost house. It leads to ghost house. But it is wrong because B is wrong, right? B is lying. So when B is wrong, that means uh, B leads to freedom. Okay. And because B we have taken wrong, now we know only one person can be wrong, right? That means C is telling the truth. But what is C telling? C is telling B is going to the ghost house. Ghost house. Now see this. According to this, B is going to freedom, but according to C, B is going to ghost house. These two are contradicting each other, which means our assumption was wrong. If C is if C is telling a lie, if C is lying, in that case, C was telling door B leads to ghost house. But it is wrong, right? Which means door B leads to freedom. Freedom. Now, when we have already taken C lying, that means B has to tell the truth. But B is telling it leads to ghost house, which means again these two are contradicting each other. Okay, that means our assumption is wrong once again. And that means A has to be the lie. A has to be lying. So if A is lying, what was A telling? It leads to freedom. A is telling it leads to freedom, but it is a lie, which means A leads to ghost house. A leads to ghost house. Now B says, now B has to tell the truth, right? And B is telling it leads to ghost house. B leads to ghost house. And C is also telling B leads to ghost house. Okay. So because B and C are telling the truth, but which means I'm confirmed now B leads to ghost house. A goes to ghost house, B goes to ghost house, which means C has to lead to freedom. So answer is option C. I hope it is clear. Let's move on. Ahmad, Babu, Chitra, David, and Isha each choose a large different number. Ahmad says, my number is not the largest and not the smallest. Okay. Babu says, my number is not the largest and not the smallest. Chitra says, my number is the largest. My number is the largest. David says, my number is the smallest. Isha says, my number is the smallest. All right. Exactly one of five children is lying. Only one of them lying. That means others have to tell the truth. Okay. And when you check it one by one, let me check. If I take David is lying, one option I'm taking. Okay. If I take David is lying, David lying, one case I'm taking. David is lying. Now, what is David telling? My number is I'm not the smallest. I'm not the smallest. So David can be let's say the largest one is 1, largest is let's say 5, and smallest is 1. And because David tells my number is not the smallest, is the smallest, and it's a lie, that means David can be David can be 2, 3, 4, or 5, any one of them. All right. Now others have to tell the truth, right? David is lying, but others have to tell the truth. Now Chitra says, my number is largest, which means C has to be 5. So now D cannot be 5. Okay. Isha says, my number is not the smallest. Now Isha says, I'm not the smallest, which means Isha can be 2, 3, 4. 5 is not possible because 5 largest one is C. And Babu also have to tell the truth. What is Babu telling? My number is not the largest, not the smallest. So Babu has to be either 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. And what was Ahmad telling? My number is not the largest, not the smallest. Now Ahmad also have to be 2 or 3 or 4. Now David, Isha, uh, Babu and Ahmad, all of them have to take only 2, 3, 4. Then who is taking 1? Position 1, smallest. None of them, which means this assumption was wrong. This assumption itself is wrong. Okay, so this way all the assumption will be wrong. The only one which will be satisfying the conditions are, let's say Chitra says my number is largest. Let's say Chitra is lying. Chitra lying. Let's take this assumption. Chitra is lying, which means my number is the largest. So Chitra is not the largest because Chitra is lying. So Chitra can be 1, 2, 3, 4, not the 5. 5 she cannot be. Now let's start with Ahmed. Ahmed says, I cannot be largest, I cannot be smallest. And he has to be the truth because the liar is Chitra now, right? So Ahmed has to tell the truth. So Ahmed can be 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. Next. Uh, B, Babu has to, my number is not large. Babu has to be 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. Now, David, my number is the smallest. David also has to tell the truth. So, smallest means 1. Okay. And then that's it. Now, the last person left out is Isha. My number is not the smallest. Now, you can see D has to be 1 and ABC has to be among 2, 3, 4. These 3 people, which means Isha has to be the largest. Okay, because she cannot take, not the smallest, but she cannot take 2 3 of anybody else cannot take 5th position, right? So the only possibility who can take the 5th position, the largest position, is Isha. So Chitra is lying, and the answer is, because they're asking who has the largest number, Isha has the largest number. So let me repeat once again. Chitra is the liar, and the person who has the largest number is Isha. Option A is the right answer. Let's move on. 10 suspects are rounded by the police and questioned about a bank robbery. Only one of them is guilty. The suspects are made to stand in a line, and each person declares that the person next to him on his right is guilty. The rightmost person is not questioned. Which one of the following possibilities are true? Okay. And here also they are telling only one of them is guilty. Only one of them is guilty. Okay. All right. 10 suspects, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and they are all facing like this. Okay, the suspects are standing in line, and each person declares that the person next to him on his right is guilty. Okay, so on his right, so they are all facing this direction, not okay. So that everybody has someone in the right. Okay, let me write it once again. 1, they are all facing up direction, this direction. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 people. Okay, so only one of them is guilty. Okay, let's say second one is guilty. Second one is guilty. That means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 others have to be telling the truth. Okay, and what is second one telling? Everybody is telling the person right to him is guilty. Right to him. So if second is true, one assumption I'm taking, second is true, is telling the truth. Let's say. Okay, let's say third one is the, means if I take first statement as the correct one, all suspects are lying. Okay, if second one is telling the truth, which means he is the person guilty, but then third one was also telling fourth is guilty, fourth one was telling fifth is guilty, fifth one is telling sixth is guilty, all of them will be wrong. Then they're all liars now. Okay, they're all lying. Okay, if I take first one, if I take the first one as a possibility, first one is the possibility, then 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 we can find, see, if he is lying, if he's lying, what did he say? The person right to me is the guilty one. Okay, but if he's telling the truth, if first is telling the truth, then then anybody else cannot be telling the truth. All of remaining all will be lying. Okay, similarly, if I take this one as the telling the truth, then others, everybody else will be contradicting it, because everybody is telling the person right to me is guilty. Okay, so already one fixed person is guilty, that means others will be lying. Okay, okay, others will be lying. So the only possibility we can take is the leftmost person is innocent. Okay, he is the innocent one. Sorry, my mistake. I can take the leftmost person as the guilty one, so that if I take this one as the truth, all suspects are lying. Now say this: if leftmost is lying, what was it telling? He was telling second person is guilty. He's lying, right? Because he himself is the guilty one. Second person told third one is the guilty, but again he has to be, because already the first person is guilty, right? So he is also a lie. Okay, now the already the suspect, the guilty one is first one, right? I have taken the first one as the guilty one. First one is the guilty one. Now, third one will also be lying, because third one told the person right to me, the fourth one is guilty. But already the guilty one is first one, which means third one is also lying. Again, fourth one says five is the guilty one. But again, four is lying because the guilty is one. Again, if so, means by using this, everyone will be lying. So if I accept this one as a truth, that means C can also be a truth. So these two together can be the truth. Okay, these two together can be the truth. So answer can be option